Hey everyone, Saul from Three Kingdoms Games here, coming to you today with War of the Spark Storytime Part 2, effectively. Now, in the first one I covered who are Nicol Bolas and his kind of Legion of Doom, as I've been referring to them. That came up a couple days ago. Now, in this one I want to cover the Gatewatch. They are kind of the Avengers, for lack of a better term, of the MTG universe at this point. They formed not too long ago, but they as characters have been involved in the story for quite some time, usually opposing Bolas in some way or another. Now, the Gatewatch, last seen almost all of them on Dominaria, which I'm curious now why there was only 3 Planeswalkers in the Dominaria set, when literally every single one of them, other than Jace, were there. So, first of all, we have Gideon. Gideon is the field commander. I'm using air quotes because literally everyone argues with Gideon. Everyone. He is not really the field commander. He just happens to be the guy who likes barking orders and people kind of follow him. Currently is the wielder of the Blackblade Reforged. He picked up on Dominaria after a bunch of circumstances got him into a pit fight where he ended up winning it. He helped defeat Demon Lord Belzenlok using the Blackblade Reforged. And since the Blackblade has this tendency to corrupt its wielder, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out in the story. And he was last seen leaving Dominaria to go to Ravnica to go fight Bolas. Then we have Teferi. Teferi, who joined the Gatewatch for the express purpose of swearing to defeat Bolas, is a temporal mage, so he does time stuff. Last time he lost his spark was during the mending of Dominaria. He time shifted an entire area in order to protect it, and subsequently his home Zephyr that he did this with, he messed up and now they're 1 second ahead of the rest of Dominaria, so people can't interact with them because they're not in the same time frame, and that's where his daughter still lives. So, interesting character. As we all last saw, kind of an annoying card, but not too bad. Onwards, we have Chandra. Chandra, Pyromancer, last seen leaving Dominaria after the defeat of Demon Lord Belzenlok that she helped with. Now, the whole purpose of defeating Belzenlok was to help free Liliana from her contract. Chandra was also at the Hour of Devastation, the battle that Bolas almost killed the entire Gatewatch, and most of them ran away in order to not die. So she's definitely going to be there to fight Bolas. There is no reason for her not to, especially considering Dovin Bond and the other stuff that happened on her home plane of Kaladesh. She wants revenge. We have Ajani, who, again, revenge-based character, but Ajani left Dominaria prematurely because he was trying to convince Gideon and them that, no, we need more than the Gatewatch to go defeat Bolas, but Gideon pretty much was telling Ajani, the only guy who's ever stood up to Bolas in singles, like hand-to-hand combat, and not died, that they got it. We got enough people. We can do it ourselves. Gideon, please take advice from everyone else. So, Ajani, who wants revenge on Bolas because Bolas killed his brother, who was his mentor, left the plane to go on this cross-planar journey in order to find more Planeswalkers. So that's where these other Planeswalkers who aren't currently tied to the story are going to be pulled in from. So I'm curious to see who ends up on what side, because there's a lot of them, and I'm going to be covering those in the next part of the video series. Next up, we have Jace. Now, Jace, again, super interesting character. He's currently the Living Guild Pact, so he's one of the strongest beings on Ravnica. He's not actually from Ravnica, he's from Vryn originally, but that's a whole nother thing. Last seen in set on Ixalan, but he was in story. He did show up on Dominaria briefly, pretty much told the Gatewatch, we need your help, something's going on in Ravnica, and left. And still Gideon kept on his mission of, we're going to go defeat Demon Lord Belzenlok, and then eventually we'll get around to whatever's going on over there. Really, Gideon, not a good leader. Demon Lord Belzenlok, immortal being that's going to be there anyway, so whatever. Jace, on Ixalan, lost his memories, gained them back, forgave Vraska for the transgressions against him all these years, all their back and forth bickering, forgiven. They end up falling in love, for lack of a better description. He then comes up with a plan to kill Bolas with Vraska, wipes her mind, and plants a and plants a trigger so she'll gain all her memories back at the right moment. So, pretty cool. I'm waiting to see how that's going to, affect War of the Spark. We know that's going to happen at some point. Next up, now these are people who were either part of the Gatewatch or have agreed to join the Gatewatch. So we have Liliana, who Liliana was part of the Gatewatch as far as the rest of the Gatewatch is concerned at the end of Dominaria when they all left after Demon Lord Belzenlok was killed. So Demon Lord Belzenlok, for those of you who don't know, was the last of the 4 demons who held the contract for Liliana's soul. He brought back Josu Ves from the dead and was using him to kind of torment Liliana. Now, they subsequently eventually do defeat Liliana. Defeat Demon Lord Belzenlok for Liliana. Liliana, finally relieved, thinks she gets her soul back. Gets her contract removed, however you want to say it. The rest of the Gatewatch leave thinking they've succeeded. Now, unbeknownst to them, Bola shows up and goes, haha, I still own your contract because I was the one that brokered the deal with the demons. You have to do what I say or you die. So she left the Gatewatch without letting any of them know that she left the Gatewatch. So I'm curious to see how that will affect the next story. Next up, we have Karn. Now, Karn has agreed to help fight Bolus, but he refuses to swear the oath of the Gatewatch because immediately after this suicide mission is done of going to go fight Bolus where we might all die, I now need to go to whatever plane the Phyrexians have shown up on and kick their butts, and I might die doing that too. So, Karn officially is probably one of my favorite characters because he's willing to jump from one suicide mission to the next one and just be completely insane while doing it. Jaya Ballard has also agreed to help the Gatewatch, but she is not a joiner. I really don't like that response. That's pretty much her whole modus operandi. She's an old woman who's not a joiner. She is the mentor of Chandra, so she's agreed to help the Gatewatch, but she will not join. Cool, at least she's helping. And lastly was Nissa, who was a member of the Gatewatch, and I don't see her turning her back on them when the fight with Bolus is what's on the line. She left the Gatewatch after this whole Demon Lord Belzenlok thing seemed like a futile effort to her, and she didn't agree with what they were doing. So she renounced her oath, left the Gatewatch, went back to Zendikar to chill out, I guess, till probably a Johnny shows up and goes, we need your help. So there you have it. Those are the known good guys / questionably now flipped to Bolus side that are going to be in War of the Spark. Stay tuned for the next part, which will be the 21 unknowns, for lack of a better word, Planeswalkers. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's an easy way to support us. You can read our blogs weekly. Those come out at threekingdomsgames.com, as well as follow us on all major social media. That's in the description box below. You can also stop into store. There's one in Markham and one in Toronto. See you next time.